And if this was a normal night of us playing, Kevin would be the first one to be speaking.
You're darn right. I saw you had the intro screen up, so.
So should
we figured it out.
We figured it out. Sorry about us being basically a half hour late, everyone.
Yay, we made it.
And on top of that, I still haven't even put Kyle or Kevin's cameras on here, so I'm on top of my game.
We're killing it, guys.
You were just trying to get us in here to begin with, so
Yeah. So today, when they changed everything over, they stopped allowing us to do reruns. Well, there was a rerun playing and didn't give us a way to actually close out on it. So, hot fucking mess.
Yes.
I know normally we'd be doing our Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign, but since our DM for that campaign actually just closed on his house today, he has...
no kidding!
Yeah, he closed on his house today, and as many of you know, Derek is not one to wait, so he is trying to move as much possible. I don't know if my mic is going to stay here for longer. But so what we're going to do, instead of continuing on in Horde, because obviously don't have a DM, we're going to have just casual chat, see how everything goes. You guys feel free to ask about, some of the Rhyme campaign. People can ask us questions about our characters, about our lore. Why is Fallon always in the woods and killing bears?
Whoa.
I mean, the bear part is the reason.
I was there too, to be fair.
So, you guys, I'm here to answer any and all questions leading up until where you're at now for Rhyme.
Yeah.
Any of you guys have any questions that have come up?
Oh gosh, where to start? No, just kidding. No.
Or just questions about D&D in general, because the majority of us are new.
Mm-hmm.
I think besides Kyle and I, who break our characters to the point where they're gods.
Yeah, I purposely just try not to look up breaking things or anything like that. So I figured out.
We just know how things work. We just know.
Well, you've created enough characters in your time, or to know how it works.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you have enough space for that?
I mean, I did a little bit of research.
Nope.
Right.
But not crazy amounts.
So for me, because I have D&D Beyond, the membership, I have unlimited character creation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you lucky asshole.
How much is that?
$60 a year.
Oh, Jesus.
Trust me, we use it because it gives us every single source book.
Yeah,
it gives
that's
us
true.
every single add-on. So
I really want to buy you can buy single races.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since the Critical Role Calamity, I really want to be a shapeshifter. I just feel like that would be so lit.
That would be pretty cool.
You could do so much with that character.
You also probably could be a shapeshifter right now in Horde, though. Because we fought those doppelgangers.
I'm not, though. I know I'm not.
Do you?
Yep.
Because Derek's
All
kind
of us
a dick.
are us. All of us are us.
All of us are us. Alright. So, as the only original member of Rhyme, Xylena.
Hi.
Literally the only person from session 1 to have made it this far.
That's true.
Yep.
Sorry, Kevin.
I would say I'd be there, but I was Thunderwave, so...
Yeah, we started off that campaign coming in hot. We had, what was it, 5 people already, and you killed off 2 of them in, the first session, Liv?
Yep, sure did.
Shove me and Derek's character right off the edge, yep.
But hey, I stick to my guns, man.
I give you credit for that. As long as it's what your character would do.
That's what I say. As long as you're playing to your character, I mean, I'm 100%. That's why, like, I don't know, like, you know, I think not this previous round, but the round beforehand, like, when Fallon and Ormek were talking, like, Ormek thinks he's not going to get rid of that axe. So, like, you know, like, I was like, how do I play it? Because, of course, like, knowing the downside as a player, I'm like, no, I got to get rid of this thing. But Ormek
Yeah, I'm like, now I know. Now I know with 100% certainty, my character,
right.
that we got to get that Charlemagne off everybody.
We just got to figure out how to do that
Yeah.
without me killing everybody.
I think the only way to do it is to, like, get you down to 0 health, and then while you're unconscious, we have to, like, remove it from your person. And
Yes.
then when it's
Kill
gone,
him and then take it.
and then once it's gone, you won't feel that attachment to it, and we can talk to you as a rational person.
Right? Maybe. Yeah.
Rational is a strong word.
Yeah, that's a very strong word. No, I mean, it's a possibility.
Right. I mean, I feel like, yeah, there's got to be, something. I just don't know, obviously, what, and you can't be led in a certain direction at this point. Not to mention, we also left off, and we're all pretty much getting our shit wrecked,
Yeah.
and we are barely onto that island. Or that
Yep.
island.
Sorry, guys. I'd agreed to talk up to the point that we're at. I'm not going to
I
give
know.
anything away of what you're facing next week.
I would like to say, though, I just realized that there's a race on D&D Beyond called a Harengon, and it's literally just a little rabbit person.
Yeah.
It's literally so cute.
Well, and then there's portals and everything.
Oh my goodness. Being a Kenku would be really fun, but it would also totally suck because you wouldn't be able to say anything
talking?
yourself. You would only be able to mimic what your character has already heard.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so difficult.
It would suck to be
Yeah.
100%. That would suck. I'm actually going to take a look at all the different type of races they have
Well-
on D&D Beyond now.
Right?
Dude,
Let's say,
there's
well, not to
so
mention,
many.
So
Well, and-
many.
you were talking earlier about how she could be a shapeshifter in Ford Shapeshifter Player's Handbook.
Oh, Changeling. I'm sorry.
Changeling.
Changeling is not. It's in Mordekai's Presents Monsters of the Multiverse.
So I feel like you'd have to get.
Oh, that new one? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a Changeling. That's what race Sam was for the Calamity series, the mini series. that
So,
they did.
according to the Mordecai Presents Monsters of the Multiverse, it's a race, but they didn't make it a technical playable race. So if you go into D&D Beyond, you can be a Harengon, or you could be a fairy.
I can't be a Changeling.
According to this, it's not in there. It's not one of the options when you're under all of them.
Do you have that book?
I have every book.
Oh,
feel like-
that's so weird though, because you can go underneath.
Pretty sure it's under the race tab.
Yeah, when you go underneath the book in the store, you can buy just like specific races, and that's like all of the races are available to like purchase. But why would they make it available to purchase if it's not like real?
Capitalism.
I mean that, yeah.
Basically.
Way to just throw that out there. So
Welcome
we
to
have
the
a
world.
question in chat asking how did we come up with each of our characters?
I knew that was gonna happen.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I can lead into that. That's pretty easy. I mean, so any like RPG or anything I play, I'm always melee. Like you can ask Adam.
Everything.
So magic's not really my like forte, and so going with that, I kind of wanted to create, at least for Ormek. You got the picture of him, like the dapper orc, like you know what I mean. But he wants someone that could still like deal damage with like weapons and stuff, but like kind of still had how do I put this, like a personality, because I feel sometimes I see like barbarians are just like all like, ugh, I'm gonna attack and murder everything. And yes, Ormic is like that sometimes with the axe, but that wasn't my intentional goal. And then Osiris, again, as a fighter, was more off of. I actually built him as at first as more of a defensive player because I felt like we were lacking that sometimes in the Rhyme campaign, and so it was my idea to like kind of be able to stay by people when they were in need. So that's kind of where it just generated off from there.
All right, who wants to go next on that one?
Ooh, I guess I can go. So Fallon. So I was working at a dental office, and there was this little girl that came in, and her name was Fallon, and I was like, that is so cute. I've never met a person with the first name Fallon, and it was spelt with a PH like I have Fallon's name spelt, and I was like, that's so cute. And whenever I see unique or like names that I like, I write them down on Post-it notes, and I have like a list of names that I like in my phone. And so when I joined the campaign, I was like, I think I'm going to use the name Fallon. And the new hairstyle that was like kind of in was that like rocker, like shag kind of deal. It was like a rocker mullet shag amalgamation.
Right.
And I was like, that'd be cute. And chartreuse, which is her skin tone, is my favorite color. And I kind of just made her a little bit like me. I mean, she's quirky, she's wearing glasses, she likes to crochet, stuff like that. And then, I feel like it's always fun to have like a semi-tragic backstory, so I thought it would be like, well, why is she here? Like, what is she doing in the world,
Yes.
So I kind of thought about it that way, and I don't think I've like told Fallon's whole backstory. I don't know.
Not yet.
Should I tell it all? I don't know.
That's your call. I mean,
Right, just know it's not.
The characters will eventually find out.
That's what I say. Yeah, I say if you say it now, we would hear it, and like, of course, glad they listen, but our characters do not.
your
Yeah,
boo wouldn't
yeah.
hear it though, since he's not here.
That's true.
I don't know. I have the attention span of a goldfish.
No, that's true. Adam can tell me. He could tell me how the next episode of Rhyme is going to go, and I'll forget by the time we start this.
I legitimately warn him. I'm like, hey, make sure this doesn't happen, and then he'll be the one that makes it happen, and I'll be like,
You're like, bro.
Yeah, he'll text me. Hey,
You said to make sure that happens, right?
No, he'll
half
text me.
the
Hey, remember
time,
the
like
one
when
thing.
you guys go through all these like really hard encounters, I give Derek and I give Kevin each like a hint. And I'm like, hey, don't do this or you're going to get fucked.
But my thing to that is I have to play true to my character and not metagame. And so, yeah, there are times where I'm like, frick. But sorry, Fallon, I did not mean to rush up.
So
You're
was
fine.
there a warning with the ice method going to the Yetis?
Not really. So that encounter is actually 100% in the book. And
I feel like we're not a high enough level for that encounter.
do you know that this is actually like at a part that you're at right now? They say when you enter this island, you should be level 7.
Yeah,
Well, aren't we like level 7 or level 8?
we're level 8.
All level
Eight.
8.
Isn't the campaign supposed to end at like, well, no, you said 9 and like 9, 10 about, but I say at the,
Technically, it's supposed to end at like 10 or 11. Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, I feel like we're so underleveled for this.
Aren't we supposed to tear up against the Frost Maiden at 7? Or that's what, I think that was the original.
You could. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's insane. Maybe we just have really poor character designs. All of our characters are.
You might be
Kyle's just
on
over there in the back going like, speak for yourself.
We picked all the wrong things.
Yeah.
Every single one of us.
Right.
But here's the thing.
I mean,
So you could be as low as level 7 fighting off against the Frost Maiden, but you could be as high as 10 depending on the different actions you take.
We need to be like level 12.
Good luck.
it's called a handicap. Just kidding.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, as far as like that goes, like, yeah, dang, I definitely like agree that I'm thankful that we are higher level, because
I feel
yeah,
like
there are
we wouldn't have made it.
right, we still might not.
Dude, seriously.
I can tell you, like,
Hey, remember, we took down 2 level 13 characters.
we did.
Buffed up
And-
level 13 characters.
We also have to remember that we left
Buffed
off
up, yes.
to run into and run into the Yeti, and Oramek is at less than quarter of his normal health.
I'm
And
honestly
he-
amazed you guys didn't choose to actually like loot through her bodies.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, why didn't
Y'all
we
didn't loot
loot
the bodies?
bodies?
I feel like we
I-
always get so distracted.
I think
in
they
what
blew
we're
up
doing.
in like ice shards.
I was just so happy that they were dead. I was like, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Yeah, so you know that whistle that summoned the Winter Wolves?
Uh-huh.
We would have had that.
You would have had that, and then you would have had the javelin as well.
We always loot the bodies. That's like literally our first fucking thing. Why did we not? We probably just assumed we couldn't loot their bodies.
I feel like, yeah. I mean,
Probably.
granted, that would have also left one of us like right next to them when it started the explosion process.
Well, I mean, their bodies were
Ooh.
still there after the explosion.
Oh.
None of you asked.
Maybe we just assumed they were in
That's
pieces.
Well, you know what they say about
I
assumptions.
know. I know.
Yeah. And see,
All
this
right.
wasn't there. That's
We
why
are
our party
looting
fell apart.
every fucking corpse from now on.
Yeah. Right.
This Yeti, I want to check this particular Yeti right now.
Yeah.
I need to check
I
every
took
limb
my
of
body.
every Yeti.
I'm gonna gut this Yeti and just make sure there's still nothing on the inside.
Yep.
Cavity
There
first.
might be gold in his belly.
But so we obviously covered Fallon. What about Sakura? Which comes from Sakura?
Oh, well, yeah, okay, I guess I'll wait to say her backstory until it just comes out in the game.
Oh, that's up to you. Yeah. So,
I mean, I kind of told Oramek without the specifics.
right.
So, yeah, I mean, essentially, Fallon was, like, the strongest of her, like, young clans, newly magicked up people. And she was kind of dating the clan leader's son, and she wanted to, like, show him this new trick she had.
Sounds sexual.
Well,
It might have been.
she ended up accidentally killing him and was banished from her clan, which is why she was in a city. So, yeah. Sakura is another one of those things where it's the last name of a person that shops at the store that I work at. And I was like, actually, I took a couple letters out. The way that they spell it is weird. And so I changed it, and I was like, this would be a cool first
It's like
name.
Sakuravich.
No, it was like, it had like some extra H's in it, and I was like, I don't like those H's. So I
I actually know someone with the last name Sakura.
just took those H's right out. But yeah, I think I really like Dorian from Dragon Age Inquisition, and he's also a necromancer. And so I thought it would be fun to play a necromancer, just like have a horde of the dead to fight for you. I thought that would be really lit.
Right.
And I kind of wanted to make her like, not like the total opposite of Fallon, but just like darker and like broodier and like quieter. So that's why she's kind of always just like shrouded in her like long like purple cape and kind of always just like snappy and, you know,
Okay.
to the point about everything. She's like, I don't have time for this bullshit, you know, like she's seen the world and it's not great, and she, you know, and her dad was basically like the leader of the cult that she was a part of, and
So she was basically born into the cult then.
yeah, she was born into the cult, and she finally got old enough where she realized the cult was not a good cult. It was a no cult.
I've yet to
That
find
it
a
was
cult
cult?
that's not a no
Yeah.
cult.
Yeah. So basically, she like.
Did they ask you to drink the Kool-Aid?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So she basically didn't really have control of her powers, and like stood up to her father and was like, "This is not good," and she ended up killing him, and in the process, she turned him into like one of her undead slaves, essentially.
Oh,
So she is like,
So daddy
Always.
issues.
yeah. So she's like always forced to like have essentially her horrible dead father around her all the time. Which is
so
why I
instead of being
said
a
the
stripper,
unseen
you
servant,
just went
if
further
you
down the
could see-
necromancy. Gotcha.
Yeah. So if you could
Yeah, right.
see like the undead servant like in a ghostly form, it looks like her father. Which is why I've said that before.
Right.
And you do know rules is red,
I
unseen
know.
servants invisible.
I know.
But it's cool. I like it. So it's like your unseen servant has like a incorporeal form that you can actually see though. Like,
Yeah, just like a little bit. Like it's almost just like
I feel like that would be something almost at your will, how translucent your visage would be.
yeah, like he's translucent for sure, but he's like just not translucent enough that you can like see the features.
So it's kind of like the grayed out shadow men from Doctor Who. Everyone's like, oh, it's our dead
yeah.
loved ones coming back to life, and then it's
Oh
the
my
Cybermen.
God.
Yeah, I like to think of, you know how like before when CG was like not super great and they had like invisible people where you could kind of still see like the ripples of their body moving.
First gen Star Wars.
It was yeah, it was like almost just like a big like water blob of a person, but they're invisible. I kind of imagined him like that, but just like more detailed.
Okay.
But yeah. Also, the changeling race is in
No, I found it for some reason. It has
Eberron
an
Rising from the Last War. The monster is in the new book that came out.
Gotcha. That's why it's coming
Yeah.
up that way. Which book
I
did
was
you say it was
Googling
coming
it.
up in?
Yeah, so the changeling monster is in Monsters of the Multiverse. The race is in Eberron Rising from the Last War. Just, you know, if anyone wants to play a changeling in the future.
Right.
Alright.
Is that your kid laughing or crying?
Well,
Laughing.
three of us
Okay.
have
That's a
kids.
very loud
and your
laugh.
girls are accounted for. That actually would be really cool. Like if you had a rogue as a changeling.
Oh my god.
That'd be perfect.
Oh, you can literally do whatever the fuck you wanted, essentially.
Yeah, or a monk, because you could literally just
Yeah.
have ridiculous amounts of speed, book it over to a corner, and then just as your action change.
Dude, you're giving me ideas. You're giving me ideas.
Next
I mean,
campaign.
That's not a
how
bad
all my
one.
broken characters come up with. That's
Right.
it's
I
the
have a
impact
question for you, Adam.
Oh.
We'll
When
get back to the
we-
other stuff in a second.
When we're done with Frost Maiden and we start a new campaign, are we creating new characters for this campaign, or are we carrying our Frost characters over?
It depends on how you guys end it.
Right.
TPK. We're going out in
Wow.
blaze of
We
glory.
played, yeah, right? We all played for like 2 years in this campaign, and we all just died. I mean,
No,
shoot,
I
like
mean,
I said.
the last thing I want to do is actually let your characters die off, guys. I enjoy telling the story and having everyone run around and be crazy. And, you know, Zelina likes to thunderclap everyone's cheeks, so...
Mhm, mhm.
Them cheeks, girl. You
Them
got
cheeks.
See, the only thing yeah, no, I totally agree. Obviously, like, I don't want to see one of my characters die, but at the same time, like, if that's how the dice roll, the dice roll.
I'm
you know
like
what I
that
mean?
time I played a monk, then I really wanted to see my character die.
I killed you.
I know, but remember
Yeah.
I like dying and someone revived me. I'm like, fuck, no.
Yeah, you
I
can-
was really
you-
sad when Fallon and Ormeg died. Like, I wasn't ready to let go. Like, I was
Right.
100% not ready to let go. And now I'm like, after the whole, like, level 13 2 scary ice witch thing, I was like, you know what? It's like, if she dies.
I've heard of like a cool on like
Hold on, let me get my
TikTok. I'm
pencil
not
to
sure
write
if I,
that down.
Yeah, right?
Right,
I mean, I
yeah,
shouldn't be
take note of
that
this.
mad about it. But I also
I-
have, like, some really cool character ideas for new characters.
That's the curse of D&D. It's
I know.
you
Yeah, it
establish
really
a character, you start to get into it like halfway through it, and then you're like, ooh, but I have this idea. And then you'll want to just go off and do that.
Imagine if I did this.
Like
I
my
still
Mercy
miss my
character.
first character I ever made. That was my favorite I've ever done.
Which one was your first one?
Laura Veely.
Oh yeah, when it was just you, me, Derek, and Kevin, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Mhm.
Four of us.
Yeah. So
even
before we
this,
started
yeah.
doing streaming, like as an introduction, Derek DM'd like a homebrew campaign for us, and
Yep.
I was
I
a
thought-
cleric for that as well. Actually,
I was a druid.
Yeah.
you were, yeah,
Was it the key? That's who I was. Yeah.
yeah. No, Key was your Rhyme campaign guy.
Well, yeah, the original one.
Yeah, the one who died. He dead
Yeah.
He did.
over a cliff.
I don't remember when that one was, but
But to answer your question, if you guys choose to continue and quest as a group, yeah, I'll just scale the next session so that you can continue on.
Mhm.
If you guys all be like, all right, you know, Aramil did you wrong and fuck you, and I'm going back to the forest. Like I
That's
said,
what I was just thinking, it's like-
situations.
I feel like that's like a player because I could see that being done with the campaign and me being like, not just as an example, but me being like, oh, like you know what, like Ormek paid off his debt, and so now he's gonna go back and stay with his family because you know, like, and so
Yeah.
I can't wait for him to receive the letter saying all of his family is dead
Yeah, I know,
after
it's
he
gonna be
pays
great.
it all back.
I mean, isn't AAA dead though? So like, it doesn't really.
So AAA didn't know this. Sorry, I didn't know about this. I was trying to remember. So obviously we created Ormek over, 18 months ago now, and so I was trying to remember his backstory when we were talking about it. I was trying to like read it at the same time, and I missed some like keynotes, and then of course like working with Adam too. Like AAA never knew that I was part of like his like family's like ownership. And then technically, I put myself in like servitude versus like slave to free my family, and so Oramek is technically trying to pay his own freedom, but Aramel hired me to work with him, whatever. Because as long as I'm allowed to like take jobs and things like that, so but most of my income has to go to AAA's family.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, right. Damn.
So, Zelina, you tell us how you came up with your two characters.
Ooh, yes.
Okay, well, kind of on the opposite of Kevin, I like magic. I like casting spells and cantrips, and they make it fun for me. I'm not a very good, like, I don't use melee a lot, and the few times I try to, I end up failing. Epically. So I kind of built both of my characters with the knowledge off of, the previous D&D information through the internet that, like, sorcerers and wizards have very low stats and tend to die easily.
They're squishy.
They're
Yeah.
squishy. So I went more so the route of cleric and druid. They had a little bit more health, but could still cast spells, and I could build them up in different ways.
Gotcha.
I really like druids because I'm super into nature and witchcraft and like pagan religions in my personal life, so that kind of bled over there. And then the cleric I kind of took along that same lines, and I went oddly enough with Vecna as my god, and like having a tiefling cleric was just kind of ironic.
A little bit.
A little bit, but it makes sense when once you get into the actual character backstory.
Yeah.
So that's the route I went with my class. Tiefling and half up, I just like them. I think they're pretty.
Just gotta think for horns and ears.
Yeah, right.
That's about accurate.
Right. And how did you come up with their personalities?
Yeah,
I know Xylena just
I
thinks
just haven't
everyone's a little
talked with
bitch.
Just try to
Yeah.
Yes, I should talk.
Xylena is kind of she's uptight and she hates people.
So like,
But, like-
just get,
Which is how they ended up dying in the beginning because no one had introduced themselves to her and she didn't
That's true.
care.
Well, for
Wow.
Luceros, yeah.
Literally anyone. She was just there doing her thing. There was extra people there. So she just did what she did. I don't know. I feel like that's one aspect of my personality. Sometimes I feel like that.
I've been on the receiving end of you walking up and being like, bitch.
You've been on the receiving end of some worse than that, but
I shit you not. Like, because Liv and I, like, I'm close to all my siblings, but I'll call Livy and she'll just be like, you're a skank.
it's true. I've heard that.
That's how she.
You're a skank.
that's how we answer the phone.
The funny thing
and
is,
it
if you know me
actually-
at all, I'm like the furthest thing from it.
You call your older sister Satan. So
That's accurate.
We have an interesting sibling dynamic.
it's
I
it's
I
interesting.
feel like Rachel was always so nice to me.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah, the devil is temptress.
The devil makes deals.
Lord,
And the funny thing is,
Um,
like, it literally started off being like an insult. I'd call her the devil, of like Satan, go away. And now it's just like, oh, what's up, Satan? How's it going?
my God.
And since Lily's a hellhound, it makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. My dog is both the sweetest little baby angel and an absolute menace to society and nightmare.
Okay.
And I love her with all of my life.
God bless that. All right.
But,
Kyle, my
it's
fellow...
actually funny-
Oh, sorry.
The way that we answer the phone, I don't know if you know the story, Adam, but my freshman year of college, you called me while I was outside, like during lunch, and I answered the way I normally do, and then you answered back, and it was loud enough that people around me could hear, and they're like, your brother talks to you like that? I'm like, it's not a big deal, like, it's not an insult.
I just call you a bitch or a slut.
Sometimes
my
hard.
brother,
Sometimes
my brother and
a whore.
sister, we're like your 18th century family. We're like, hey brother, hey sister, to the point where Everly, my oldest, caught on to that, and I used to walk in the door and she'd go, father. And I was like, no,
Jesus.
don't do that. Thankfully she stopped, but she used to like walk in and she'd just go, mother, father, and I'm like, what?
We're not from the 1800s. Calm down.
Yeah, right. But yeah, go ahead, moving on.
Liv, you good?
That about covers my characters.
Okay.
Okay. And my fellow game breaker.
Yeah, so for me, really both of my characters, I didn't really have anything specific in mind other than just, trying to break the game. So, I mean, basically all I did was I just, I would just went on to, D&D Beyond, and I was just like, okay, well, let's just randomly generate a character. I'll take that character's class, whatever it turns out being. So in the case of Laura Locke, it's the fighter, Luceros, a monk. And I just basically build off of that, choose a race that fits, choose, that maximizes the features of those classes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of the whole reason why Luceros is a wood elf, because with the monk you get the increased movement speed. The wood elf already has increased movement speed, so it's by the time you get to the end of it, I think when I did all the math, I think it was 60 or 65 feet of movement per turn.
Damn. Now,
Yeah,
for
so I was just like,
Luceros,
it's
are you
actually
using
running
the
across
Mask of
the
the
map.
Wild?
Huh?
For Luceros, are you using your Mask of the Wild frequently?
Is that the thing for hiding, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't really been using that. No,
Because it's
I don't
literally.
stuff around too much.
Well, the way that it's read, it's if there's grass, you can blend it. And I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
Carry around a small shrub. You're just like, I'm invisible.
Right. Just a little itty bitty shrub. You can be like a Goliath, little itty bitty shrub. I'm hidden.
Yeah. That's basically how I created both of my characters. I mean, I definitely have to say that a little more thought went into creating Luceros, just because of the fact that my wife plays in the campaign with us, so obviously we wanted to have our characters married in game as well. So we had to try and like figure out, okay, like how do we make it to where our characters could meet, and and all that stuff. But we made it work out. So it was a great time. I don't think, whenever I go create a character, I never really have anything in mind. I'm just like, let's just see what I come up with.
I mean,
And
I
how
feel
I
like
can break the game.
yeah, I feel like I create as I go. I might not, because an end goal, try and break the game. But I have like some idea in mind as I start moving along. Like basically, once I have the class and race, then I'm like, or the racing class, or whatever, then I'm like, yeah, okay, now I kind of have. My hardest part is naming the character.
Oh, that's my favorite
Definitely.
part.
Yeah.
I literally have a Pinterest board of names, and none of them are normal names. It's not my thing, and I write books in my free time, so I save them for characters in my books, and I also use them for this. And I think Adam, I've helped you name some of our opponents at some point.
A couple of them.
Naming's my favorite part. So if you ever have any
About that.
problems, just literally let me know, and I will throw an onslaught of names at you.
Good to know.
It will literally be a clusterfuck of, you need a name? Here's 30.
You're right.
Here's 87.
Well, I'll admit, when I made X-Ray, I was making it to try to balance the party. So, I did what everybody is not supposed to do, and looked at everybody's characters.
You're like, oh.
Yeah, well, because it was like, I was getting everything set up. Derek was like, oh, can you look at this real quick and make sure that this is according to the player's handbook? Because that is the one restriction we have. Everything has to be PHP.
Ugh, that's so annoying, by the way.
It
Yeah,
really
well, and
is.
it's like, if your character dies, you get another source book. I'm like, isn't the goal not to die?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
right, I
none
feel
of
like-
us have died.
In that case, kill me 10 times.
No, evidently, when the game started, he gave us each like a finite number of possible deaths, and if we
Yeah.
exceed them, we're just out of the campaign.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, awesome. So, what's his name? Rocco is down 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Roscoe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was fantastic. I was so happy.
But,
I specifically talked to Derek about that, like, outside of the session, and I straight up told him, I was just like, hey, like, because we've been trying to kill him since like the start of the campaign. Like, before we even started streaming, it was just us just playing, on our own. We had Justin, like, pick him up and like carry him up in the sky, and like we would drop him in the middle of like a bunch of enemies, so he could do like a thunder wave or whatever, hoping that being surrounded by those guys he would die, and it never happened. And then finally we got to that.
damage.
It wasn't like it was crazy high height. It was like, I don't know, like at most I think it was like 10 or 15 feet up.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't like a crazy height.
I hear Thunderwave is pretty effective.
It is.
Especially
It
when
is
you're
pretty.
by the
Here.
cliff.
Or your allies.
Yeah.
Never gonna live it down.
No.
Yeah,
No,
then we got
Shelby
to
will
the.
not live down the bears, so.
We got
I
to
just
the
thought that
cave
you give her
system.
such a hard time. for
You're
this.
just bears, guys. God.
You good? Okay. Well, we got to the cave system, and I told Derek outside of the session, I was just like, dude, we've been trying to kill him. Can I just talk to the half dragon, because I could speak in Draconic, and luckily Roscoe couldn't. So I was just like, hey, have my character talk. At the start of combat or whatever, we'll have my character talk to him in Draconic, tell him that Roscoe killed his cousin. When in reality, it was actually me who killed his cousin.
Okay.
And yeah, that's how Roscoe died. We were so happy.
I bet.
And he re-rolled a character now, right?
Yeah, he's playing as what's his character's name now? Leaf. Yeah, Leaf.
Steve Erickson?
Yeah. I laughed at the first session that you guys did because I listened in for a little bit, and that's when he introduced like your Istrick. In every campaign he has ever like led, he has an Istrick, and it's the
He
one guy
always
that like
wants
does
to
not
write
die.
it. He always wants
It's
to
my
write
favorite thing.
Yeah, right. I just love like because in your campaign it's like, and then he rides up out of nowhere, and I'm like, there's like, is this like the multiverse of Istricks?
It really is. It's so funny.
Right?
Well, I don't know if all of you guys remember, but like before we actually started streaming and Derek was starting to go over the thoughts of Easter, he literally went over for like 2-3 months about this character. He goes, I'm going to convert every single person I see to the hunt.
Yeah, to the hunt. Yep.
Oh,
He
Brad-
literally,
Brad
every
planned it.
NPC wanted to convert people to this. So he
would,
literally
like-
got to meet one NPC and Libby
Yeah.
killed him.
Fuck the hunt.
Yeah. No, he was for the hunt, and then he got bagpipes as his air mill.
Yeah, I can't actually say which one's worse. Oh, and the religious zealot part of Axray is literally just to be an annoying little fucker.
Nice.
I mean, I could be a life insurance cleric if you'd like.
No thanks.
Life insurance.
I'm
The
sorry,
American healthcare system
your
here.
policy only covers stabbing, slashing, and piercing damage. You didn't take out the extra coverage for radiant or fire. So you're gonna have to pay full for this cure.
We need
Yeah,
to
right.
homebrew that. We need to homebrew that character right now.
Right?
Oh no,
I saw-
I see it so much on TikTok right now.
yeah.
Right, same. I see that too. And then have you seen the whole like where they homebrew and instead of doing like your death saves or whatever, you can so like let's say I'll use an example of Ormec. Like let's say we're like in peril in the next encounter, and let's say Ormec gets knocked down to 0 health. I have used my relentless endurance, so now I'm on death saves. I could forego all of my death saves for a guaranteed critical hit against somebody or whatever, like you know what I mean, or whatever, at like max damage or something, basically. So like as like a saving, like a save yourself, like last ditch effort, or like you could cast like a max level like fireball or whatever that you can, you know, or whatever, and it's a guaranteed critical hit.
But you sacrifice all three, so it's like you.
It's like
die
an
after-
instant death. Yes, and you can't, like, there's some people that do it. You can do anything you want except for heal yourself.
Could somebody else still heal you though?
I don't know. I think it's just an instant pre-dead, like or instant death. That's a question. That's a homebrew like you know thing. But I've seen that.
I'm
I'm like,
just gonna use like a bunch of magic and it die, and I'm just gonna be like, revivify, you're up.
yeah, right.
You do.
I'm gonna be like,
Right there.
oh, create undead.
right. That's what I say.
Like, you're now my undead slave.
Or yeah,
Mm,
right. If it was
Do
Osiris,
you guys
it did it.
remember the
Osiris
meme I
did it.
sent like early on when we started the stream about the character Karen Smith?
No.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
god.
Oh, so I found this on Pinterest where I find everything meme-wise because I'm old and I don't know how to meme. And she's literally just like a human 50s housewife who's an empty nester and decides to go on an adventure and like
I'm obsessed with it.
yeah, and she's just carrying out like a mace and a shield. And like that's
Oh
her
my
whole
gosh.
backstory is that like she's an empty nester.
That's like Kevin in 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Hey, we might decide to adopt still. You know. No more natural, but
True. Oh my. So I'm looking right now at the pictures and memes that we were sending a year ago.
I send a lot of memes.
Yeah, this is one that I kind of think is funny. It says some dungeon masters, and it's like this woman with like sparkles and rainbows around her. Like, come with me, let's go on a magical journey. And then Brian sent, and then there's other dungeon masters where it has a little like screen, and it goes, "I will break you," and he goes, "That's you." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
yes.
Yeah, since podcasters.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's a year today, so it's a year ago tomorrow is the day that Shelby bought a whole Costco cake for Kevin's birthday.
That's right, you did.
I'll do it again and again. I think.
Actually, fun fact, we'll be streaming on my birthday this year.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. But yeah, my
Birthday
birthday's a
again?
Sunday, so
Remind
it
me.
won't be this year.
When's your birthday again? Sorry, remind me.
August 9th.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because my birthday's a Sunday and it's the 7th.
It'll be a horde campaign night.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting a Costco cake for my birthday party that I'm having
Nice.
because Costco cake, you know,
Right.
it's like
I'm
20
gonna
bucks.
do everything I can to stop by for that.
Yeah, stop by.
I don't know how I'm gonna have to dress, but
I don't know. For anyone who doesn't know, my birthday party is everybody has to come dressed as something that starts with the letter S.
I'm just gonna wear my everyday clothes, and when everyone asks me, they're like, "What are you?" I'm like, "I'm sassy, bitch."
Yeah. Literally anything. It could be a person, place, item, food. It could be literally anything.
Can I go as Satan?
My friend
Why
Janice
are
is
you
going
gonna
as Satan.
Why
You
do you
guys
wanna go
are
as
like
Rachel?
cookies in a pot. I'm going as She-Ra and a strawberry.
Oh, yep. I can also go as a Slytherin.
Ooh, yes.
As
There
the
you go.
only Slytherin in the family.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, the only
I
thing
We
want
is,
just
Slytherin.
agree that Lucas is a squid.
huh?
Lucas is a squid.
Yeah, wholeheartedly. Rachel's a Gryffindor. I'm a Hufflepuff. You're a
So am I.
Slytherin.
Wow, one of each.
Well, we don't have a Ravenclaw.
Yeah, we don't
Oh
agree.
yeah, squid.
Yep, we have Luke, who's a squid.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
So is
I think so is Megan.
So is Megan.
Hufflepuffs unite. Kyle's a Ravenclaw.
We have a Ravenclaw now.
Yep.
There we go.
I'm over here.
Are you over
I'm
there?
rolling a random
Are you?
D100.
Are you truly?
What are you though? Indeed.
People
Ignore
are
the
gonna
roll
listen to
and
this
D&D.
on the podcast, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Children.
Yeah, right.
Children.
Yo, I am about to buy the changeling race. I'm so stoked about it. Something about the changeling
yeah,
race,
I rolled a
you'll
raise.
never know.
Quiet.
You'll never know when I'm
I
actually.
rolled a random question and a question thing for D&D group, and it's the question is, who would you in your group? Who would you want to fight the least? Or what would you want to fight the least? Sorry.
Well, I'm God, so
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, we can't. Okay, in Horde, because Derek's not here. Out of anything we fought thus far in either campaign,
Fucking Yetis, man.
Isn't that bad?
Hashtag
I feel like
Yetis.
that was our first like command I ever put in when I created a bot. Was the F the Yeti command?
First, like,
No.
at least the first, like, 10 episodes that I was on, we got our shit rocked by multiple
did.
Yetis.
I know. So it's like what? There's like one, maybe two Yetis, and we were like, "Oh my god!" Now we just faced six. Nothing.
7.
7. Sorry. I mean,
Oh,
it's
it's
still
7.
Yeah.
There were definitely
Not in
7
the two
years.
campaigns we're currently running, but my least favorite person we fought in our first original campaign was the demon, who I ended up fucking going through a portal with.
That is true.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you did that. I forgot.
I sure did!
She seduced a demon, and
Yeah.
then he took her through a portal, and we were one saving throw away from just blipping out of existence.
Oh my god.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
that campaign ended because we started doing this.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, technically the campaign never ended. They're just in, like,
What is that?
what's the word? I can't think of the word.
We're in a training arc and we're not watching it.
Limbo.
Yes.
Do you like how this is limbo in my head?
Limbo. My hand is a dolphin.
Nice.
No, but I think like creature or person.
All the questions said was whatever 34. Yeah. What in your group would you the inner group? What would you want to fight the least? There's also a parenthesis that says if you had to just pick your party members, who would you want to fight the least? Like if it was just us versus each other.
I would
yeah,
say-
you're
This
I'd
is
say
out of rhyme for me. It would be Ormek. I wouldn't
Yeah,
mess with
same.
it.
Yeah, in
I would get
Rhyme,
my
would say
shit rocked so fast by Ormek.
In Horde, I would honestly probably say I would not want to fight against Osiris.
Just
Yeah.
basically both of Kevin's characters are.
it's
OP.
because I pick high damage characters. Like
Except I'm not afraid of them.
right. Well, see, that was when like facing off against like X-Ray and Trial of Tears. Like, I know, well, not to mention Kyle, you like decimated Orion, my third character, so that like, didn't even fucking matter. But like, I knew basically like getting close to you was my only like attempt to hit you, and so like but knowing that you have all the defensive spells, like I was like, nah, there's no way this is gonna freaking work. Like and so like yeah, because I say I'm only deadly when I'm close to you. That's why I went with the Charger feat when I was able to get a feat. Because now I can go 80 feet to get to you. But yeah. I don't know. Let's see.
I think in our Horde campaign, I think the person that I'd least want to fight would probably have to be yours, Shalana. Yeah. Yeah, that's she's the one that I definitely would not want to fight.
What class is she?
She's a level 1 rogue, but level 4 warlock.
Okay.
And she
We don't be multi-classing in any of our on streams.
yeah, she's a Hexblade warlock too. So
Yeah.
she,
I thought Aramel was Bard, like something else.
He did Bard
No,
Ranger and he sacrificed his Ranger because he didn't like it.
Oh,
bring us
that's
back.
why he did it. He acted like he was so sad about it.
Oh yeah, he
Mhm.
did. No, so wait, on your Horde too, you guys don't have the restrictions that we do?
we do. So like when we
Because a
with our
Hexblade isn't in the player's handbook.
No, with our first characters that we made, he allowed us one exception. So like for my monk, the exception that I took was the Way of Mercy, because that was introduced in, I think it was Tasha's Cauldron.
Yeah.
So that was mine. For hers, it was her Hexblade thing. Different people had different things as well. But he said going forward, if a character of ours dies, your next character is going to be held to those limits. There will be no exceptions.
Oh, we got no exceptions on ours.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went through and I had a spell that I did notice was not player's handbook, and we're like, oh, that's really awesome. And then we found out it's not. So he made me get rid of it.
Yeah, that's why I had to be careful with my feats, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna take all these like different feats for Osiris, and I was like, oh wait, like these feats are not players.
Wait, is this one allowed? Is this in the source books that are open?
That's why our levels take so long in that campaign. I mean, Kevin already takes like 2 weeks to get his level ups done, but
Dang right.
as a
You
barbarian,
should see me. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see. Like, I know like higher levels like are still pretty far off, but like I said, I've talked with Adam like recently. Like, once like the levels get further, especially for like Ormek, like the crazy things like his magic does are like insane.
do you want to roll another question?
Yeah, just 1 second here. I just did. Okay, so, we'll do this one. So obviously this would depend on the campaign, or you could do both.
Yeah.
What is currently motivating your character to stay with the party?
divine.
difficult.
I'm literally being told what to do by a god.
I feel like Osiris would be the hard answer for me because like Oramek is pretty simple. Like his is he's trying to pay off his debt, and he needs the work. And I feel like he's just so far invested in this that there's no turning back. And then
I'm not trying to intervene
No,
here, but I know that Osiris has basically been promised power and gold now from that scarab.
that is true. At this point, that would be tying him because yeah,
And
pretty
he's
much
tugging on your heartstrings a little bit, saying news about your family.
true.
Yeah, it wasn't.
True.
Adine
Who's that? No.
is kind of built into her backstory a little bit with
What is she doing?
her being the last survivor of her clan and her homeland being decimated. So she's already like on the hunt for people. So having these
The
powerful
hunt.
the hunt. Yeah, so having these companions with her would ultimately help her along her journey as she travels.
Okay. Now how about Silena?
Alina, I need to look at her character sheet.
Her motivation for still being there?
Yeah, I don't think
She
you
just
remember,
wants
but
to
I'm
hook
very
up
bad
with
at
some orc
backstory.
boys.
That explains it.
No, if you read her,
She has very bad choice in men. Let's just go with that.
so does that mean
Remember when he
Bond
was
or-
playing with us, Adam?
Huh?
Remember when he was playing with us?
I've agreed not
Oh,
to
yeah.
talk about that again, so I'm
Yeah.
just going to keep on going forward. Shells.
I think with Fallon, I mean, she's been exiled from her clan, so she like really doesn't have anybody else. So she's
You and
kind of
Aramel.
just like, yeah, and she like really likes Aramel, so she's like double whammy, cool beans. You know, I like everybody in this group. They like me. I'll just stick with them for a bit. You know what I mean? Sakura, I guess. At this point, she's kind of just trying to
What's he on?
figure out like what actual shit her dad was into, and kind of trying to figure out how to fix it. She's like trying to be a better person. She doesn't want to be evil like her dad was, so she's trying to like go on like a pilgrimage of goodness almost.
That's why you're okay with talking to a cleric as your buddy on this ride.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe he'll make me less evil or something.
I do have actually Xylene's backstory now.
Okay, cool.
So for her, part of her backstory is that she's trying to be independent and away from her noble family and like prove herself on a quest. But the other part is because she's a cleric with Vecna, who's dark secret and she's chaotic neutral, she loves the chaos of this party. Like she's thriving in being her own person for once in her life.
Okay.
Like the slash damage and everyone getting pissed off, and the random performance rolls when Fallon and Aramel go behind a closed
You're
tent.
gonna get past.
Or the random bar fights.
Yeah.
You start those.
I do remember that.
I do.
I remember being in town recording that with you. Yeah,
I was to say, I technically started that last one.
you did start that last one.
You did.
That is true. I was like, I'm gonna try and like remain like non-combative, and then you just fucking show up and just I was like, well, fuck, there goes that idea.
All right, Kyle.
Well, for Lorelok, I haven't really, shared any of his backstory with anybody. I know, like, I told Adam about it. But basically, the only reason really he's staying with the party is because, he's basically out for revenge against the Frost Maiden herself. So I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. As for
They might actually try talking to Lorelok now.
Right?
Like, why are you here?
for Luceros in Horde, I mean, I guess right now the only real reason he's sticking with the party is because kind of part of his backstory was he kind of traveled around and with it, with his monk path being the way of mercy, so he'd go around healing people.
Yep.
Yeah. He'd heal people. He'd also, people that were kind of like beyond saving or whatever. He'd, ease the passing, so to speak.
Murder.
So that's kind of what he did. And so he kind of figures, I guess, with sticking with this party, he's going to come across more people that need help because of the cult.
And then you did say that Luceros is married to Jess's character, right?
Yes. I mean, basically the sole reason her character is even really in the party is because of my character.
I'm just saying, because she's 4 levels of Warlock.
Yeah.
Who's her patron?
The Raven Queen.
Okay, so still chaotic, she's evil.
We're both chaotic neutral, right? Yeah, chaotic neutral is what both of us are.
Okay.
The Raven Queen's evil?
I thought she was.
She was the middle ground, right?
I feel like she's not evil.
I'd have to look this up.
Because didn't the Raven Queen, ascend herself or some shit like that?
She did ascend herself, technically, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's one side or another.
I mean, I feel like if anything, she's in the middle.
She did start off trying to end the conflict between the siblings. I forgot their names.
Yeah, the Raven Queen.
She likes to steal memories, though. That's her thing.
Outside of that, for Luceros, though, I mean, if a certain event takes place, something happens to a certain member of the party, then I mean, there's more of a reason for him to stick with the party.
Gotcha. So you're a bleeding heart.
I've talked with Derek extensively about that. So we'll see if that actually ever winds up happening.
He's a scatterbrain, so you're gonna have to remind him. Trust me, he and I have been close friends since 7th grade. So it's been, 20 years now. So, yeah. He hasn't changed much. Alright.
Is that everyone on that question?
I think so.
Alright, one other. Boop. Boop. What number do we got? Oh, this is an interesting one. I don't know if it's not going to be a big conversation piece, but the player character to your left and the player character to your right are both telling your character 2 different versions of the truth. Who does your character believe? So I guess I'll go based off of the stream layout.
The stream
Which-
layout or the video layout?
I don't know if we're all in the same order on video. Is it? So on the stream layout, there is Adam near to the left of me and Elkham near to the right of me, just right underneath me. I would say in that case, using just Horde, because obviously that's the only character that you're in, I would probably trust, Osiris would probably trust Axray faster, but just because I feel a connection to Axray.
We're both
Oh.
one and elves.
Right, that would be it. But I feel like that's a pretty quick answer. If I'm just going in rotation, Xylene, you would be next. I'm on your right, and Lorelok, or Kyle, is on your left.
So that would be
So Oramek or Lorelok, basically, because they're that's the only one who we're both.
probably Oramek. Just because it's Xylena, that's who she's no longer, and she already doesn't like people. He's still new to her, hasn't, she doesn't like him that much.
She hasn't bonded.
She hasn't
Right.
bonded with him.
That's
By any,
fair.
I feel like they haven't had any conversations. She's normally just like,
He made eye contact while you were flying with other people.
Ooh, there you go.
Being,
Oh, that's true.
outside
When I
aggressive.
was when I was in the clutches, right?
Would you
Yeah.
say it was love? Would you say it was love at first sight, or?
No, she's probably saying there like, "Get me out of here."
Right.
She's just like,
Right. Wait, why
Yeah,
don't I
so-
do NPC?
That would be another reason. She probably doesn't trust me very much.
Okay.
Out of Dine.
Adine, so if I were to skip,
Yeah, skip Kyle, and we'll say Aramil.
okay, Aramil or Osiris? Probably Aramil.
Okay.
I missed the question.
You're
So
good.
it's if two people were telling you different truths.
Oh,
So
Who would
like,
you
who would you
believe?
believe first?
got it.
But it's supposed to be the player to your left and the player to your right. Obviously, we're not on this all in the same video layout on video, so we have different. I'm just going by the screen, and so like technically, the next playable character would for you in this instance would be there's Axray on your right or Adine on your left. Since Kyle's not in that game.
Probably Axray. I would believe him first because we've kind of got like a little
Like a love.
like
like
a
a
little
love thing.
understanding.
Oh, we're not going to say love. There's an understanding. I've agreed to stop calling her witch.
Yeah.
There could be love, but no.
I'm okay with that.
And then, I mean, yeah, that would be. I mean, if you were to switch to Rhyme, that would be Ormek or Lorelok.
It wouldn't be Aramil, technically.
Or Aramil, if you're still playing him. Yeah, technically it'd be Aramil or Ormek.
Oh, that's hard. I feel like at this point, that's hard because they both have Charlemagne on them, so it's really hard.
Now that your character knows.
Now that my character kind of understands the concept
Within
of what's
some.
going on with the Charlemagne, I was gonna say I would choose Aramil because I know Charlemagne's messing with Ormek's head, but Aramil has Charlemagne armor, so clearly it's also messing with him at some point too. Oh, that's hard.
But we're both telling you two different truths.
Oh my god, that's so hard.
So Adam's going to come up with a situation where you have to rely on that.
I know, right? God.
This is giving me some good ideas.
That's kind of what I liked about this too. Is I kind of previewed some of the questions earlier, and
I
like some of
feel
them are
like-
yeah.
I feel like it would be Aramil, but at the same time, Ormek's also kind of her bestie, so it's like,
Aww, you're her gay
Aw.
best friend.
bestie.
Whoa, where does gay come into this?
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I have no idea. That's if the Charlemagne wasn't in
Chardelaine.
Chardelaine, I'm sorry. If the Chardelaine wasn't a factor, it would probably be Aramil.
Yeah, I feel like that's a safe bet.
Is it
You've had,
because he is dicking her down?
Correct.
Possibly, yes.
Stigmatized.
The power of the big O.
Power of the dick.
Wow. All right, then obviously moving on from there, Adam, it would be would actually choose Osiris or not Fallon. Sorry, what's your
Sephora.
Sephora.
So, really, Axray and his character sheet, like, one of my things is I don't trust anybody, really. Realistically, I at least know I can buy Osiris's trust. Because he's a pirate.
pirate problems.
Like, well, he has an understanding with you, but he still doesn't know, like, you
Right.
raise the undead, which is an unholy thing still in his eyes, but he's at least come to the understanding that he's like, okay, she is not bad.
Yeah. The
But-
stuff that I do might be kind of bad.
Right.
But I'm
you're
trying
not
to use
sacrificing
it-
orphans for it, so.
Yeah, no, I'm like, oh, that guy's already dead. I'll turn him into an undead. Cool, like.
You're utilizing.
Yeah, I'm not.
Right.
I'm using the scraps.
She's eco-friendly.
Reuse, reduce.
She's recycling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I was
reduce,
gonna say.
reuse, recycling corpses.
Yeah. Mhm.
We're green here on Crazy Quest. I'm just-
Yeah, that's
You
right.
reuse dead bodies.
yeah, but I probably would say Osiris. Just
All right.
because I can pay him.
Uh,
Do you have another
All
one
right,
for
then.
us, Orma?
How can you ensure that he's
Can-
telling the truth if you pay him, though?
Give him enough money. Plus, I have
Wait,
I
did
have
Kyle
zone,
answer
I
that
have zone of
question?
truth.
that's what I was
That's
going to say. Kyle, did I ask you that question? Who would you recommend?
I never answered it. No.
Okay, so technically you would be next to Xylena, or if we're adding Airmail, he would be there. If not, it's Fallon.
I mean, I guess there would probably wind up having to be Fallon, just because they had that whole little trek through the
Oh, that's right!
I forgot what that was called, where the Chiefs met up. We're supposed to meet up with
Yes,
the
that was
Yep.
just us!
We had that whole little adventure going through there, so he'd probably trust her
I
sooner.
totally forgot about that. That's
Yeah.
right.
She was patting on your pecs.
Yeah, I was like, I'm here. Keep going. I was like the butt cheeks. I was doing the drums on the
Butt bongos.
bongos
yeah,
and the
that's
butt
right.
cheeks. I was like, keep going.
I forgot about that. All right, hold on, rolling another one. What we got?
I totally forgot about that. I need to write that
That
down.
was fucking recent.
What?
That was recent.
Yeah,
That was right before you guys all
yeah. That
died.
was when we walked into the place
Ah.
where you killed the Chiefs.
Yeah.
This obviously is an open name because we technically don't have one. But so this one might not apply. But if your character had a chance to rename the party or give the party a name, no questions asked, what would it be?
Oh, what did we name ourselves?
I mean, would it have been beside the names?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't actually come up with a group name
Right? On either campaign.
No.
either of the campaigns. Because you guys just keep clandestine getting sent on missions.
We just, for some reason stick together and we all do missions together.
I wrote in my notes, bongo bums with Kyle's character. Y'all friends.
Y'all. Make a
The,
clip
the,
note.
the acronym that we were hold on. The acronym that we were using was PMS.
That's awesome. I just went on to the next
Pretty
one or
Mighty
whatever. I
Soldiers.
was still thinking of that. If you think of something, obviously add it into the conversation. If you had to come up with one, what memory does your character want to forget the most?
Hmm.
What was the question? Sorry.
What memory would your character want to forget the most?
Oh, snap. I feel like my characters are similar. I guess Fallon would want to forget when she killed her first boyfriend accidentally. And Sakura would probably want to forget when she killed her father.
Yeah.
Hmm.
X-Ray really hasn't done terribly too much, so I think the only thing he would want to forget is during the nightmare scene from Humongous Fungus, when I basically
Yeah.
felt like my god was turning back on me. Like, I doubted my connection to my god at that point, so he wants to forget that.
I could see that.
Yep. I feel like Osiris would want to forget at this point the betrayal of everyone he trusted and the pirate. That's why he left being a pirate. And then Oramek, I mean,
Not the abuse your parents put you through, Osiris. Don't worry.
no. Yeah, that's not a good. The betrayal of trust I had. And then I was gonna say something for Oramek. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, like, I'd want to forget, the everything his father went through, like, and having to obviously give everything up to become a slave. But at the same time, if I were to track, like, between when Oramek became a slave to, like, Rhyme, I feel like I don't have an exact moment yet, but there's probably something I've done that's pretty dark or drastic in that time in the sake of money.
Fairly certain you've hit a couple of your teammates.
That's true. I want to forget about the axe. No, just kidding.
Well, that's what Fallon wants you to forget about.
I know, right?
Midget.
For Xylena, it would be her awful taste in men.
Gotcha.
And for Adine, it would probably be like her clan and her homeland so that she could finally be at peace and not feel like an inner rage.
If she forgot that, wouldn't she get weirded out whenever she came out of a wild shape?
Probably, but that's hereditary.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Alright.
Okay.
Kyle.
I'm just trying to think here for Lorelok. I don't really think there's anything right now.
Right.
Splitting
I
don't know.
one harmless fisherman down the middle.
You know, I feel like. Sorry, I don't want to add to
No. He needs that memory still.
that. No, well, I was just saying, I feel like if you were to take that, just sorry, sidetrack for a moment. When Alicia played with us, and I had her accidentally attack just the one innocent person that wasn't in the turn order.
Yeah, and then fucking bomb rushes in.
But yeah, sorry, go on.
I think for Luceros though, for him, I think the biggest thing that he'd probably want to forget is, it has to do with his backstory that I don't even think really anybody technically knows about in our campaign, except for, Shalana. I think the biggest thing that he'd probably want to forget is just the fact that shortly after, because he's a wood elf, so shortly after he actually reached adulthood, his family just kind of up and left. That he was just kind of left behind, so he was kind of just left to fend for himself and everything. And this is somebody, he grew up in wealth as well, so that was kind of a culture shock for him, so to speak.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd say that's the biggest thing for him to forget.
All right. That was everyone, right? Yeah. What has been your favorite location in each campaign?
My favorite location that you guys are going to in Rhyme is actually going to be Grimskull.
Oh, okay.
I'm
excited
to
to see
how
what
you
that's
guys actually move forward to there and progress through it, because there's so many choices that you guys can take. And so many of them have nothing to do with you guys going after the prospect. It's literally just if you do something, it can fuck you up. But still, for Horde, we really haven't been in many places.
Mm-mm.
Same for us.
Yeah, it's you're bandit one town. I guess the most
Bandit
intricate
camp.
part was the one town that we were at when the dragon first was attacking.
The starting town.
Yeah, the
Greenest?
starting town.
Greenest, yeah.
Yeah. Unless I have my notes, I don't remember. But that would probably be the most intricate.
Yeah, I say for me, for a Horde, it would definitely be to me the bandit camp. I really actually trying to sneak around and roleplay until you fireballed that one person in the mouth.
What? No, Derek
he
basically
was
told us that we weren't allowed to watch the Horde campaign because
Oh,
of
dude, how far are you guys?
We just finished up with the cave. We're going back to Greenest right now.
The cave on the outside of the after the bandit
So
camp.
where where the
Yeah.
cult camp was at.
Do
Yeah.
you know
We
they
went
killed
back
the
there
Roper?
and-
They destroyed it.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Oh, the Roper, yeah. That was fun.
We almost fucking died because of it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, but for me, I don't know. To me, it's the bandit camp for Horde, and then as Rhyme, oh man, that's a tough one. Because I really liked going into the I don't remember the name of the place all of a sudden, but the keep or the castle where the Traveling Dragon was, or where the forge was. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when you guys went to that guy's castle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
did
can't
get
remember.
killed.
Yeah.
Wait, is that where the Umber Hulk encounter happened?
Yeah, so right around
Oh, my
Silverhawk's
encounter.
fortress, it was called Nightfall.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd say I liked that, and then I mean I've liked a couple of our like town encounters too, like because obviously like I don't know, I feel like there are times I like to try and roleplay more, and I know I suck at it, but like
You're getting better. I'm gonna be
yeah,
better.
I agree, especially since it's just 18 months ago.
Yeah, when you first started, it was like,
Right, but now that I have these like visions of like who Ormek is or who Osiris would be, I feel like it's so much easier for me to be like, oh, you know, Ormek is
he's gonna
you know,
hit him
all
with
he
an
has,
axe.
he has strong feelings, and it's usually Chardonnay lined, and you know, roll for damage. But yeah, moving on.
Liv.
For Rhyme, it was, I can't remember the name of the specific inn, but it was the one that we stayed at for like a few different nights, and we kept going back to. I got really drunk the majority of the time we were there.
The Angry
I mean,
Moose.
That explains like
That's
every
the
time we've
one.
ever been to a town. Is that the one right before we went to the where the girl led us up and then we fought those invisible creatures and they all almost died?
Also,
Before you went to Jarlman.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
you know what? I just realized you said the word moose. Isn't there a quest that we were supposed to go on in the forest? We were supposed to find like a white moose or something like that, and then we found
You're
Beefeater instead, and then we just left. And then we just never found
That was
out.
some very big head nods.
He's like, that's going to come and bite you in the ass.
Did it change the story drastically?
So so you guys not helping that town, they don't have a positive outlook on you anymore, and then since realistically you guys took an 8-hour rest and the dragon did a full circle and damaged all
That
the towns.
8-hour rest fucking fuck.
Yeah, that 8-hour rest fucked you. So
We
they
were,
actually
there was literally nothing left though.
there isn't now.
No, I mean we had nothing left to fight. We would have
No,
all
I-
TPK'd.
I'm fully well aware, but I had to go according. So, but there also were a couple different options because yeah, you guys found Winfred, which was Beefeater, and if you guys actually would have gone to the White Moose, you would have actually found an axe that the pommel was in pristine condition, but the blade itself had been shattered. And that one would have been actually given a different effect to the Chardonnay axe that Ormek has.
Would it have made it better or worse?
Better.
Yes.
Like better in a way that he wouldn't fucking try to kill us?
He would have had a +2 great axe. So the Berserker axe is a +1 weapon, but it doesn't have any negatives. Yeah.
You need to go back to that White Moose.
Too late now.
Yeah, you can't use this knowledge and go to it. That's why it's. If I'm saying this point, it's already too late.
God damn that White Moose. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just
Yeah,
remembered
sorry.
about the moose.
Yeah, Liv, so you
Sorry.
said, yeah.
Oh, Adina, I don't know if she has a favorite place. Honestly, I don't remember a majority of it.
She enjoys the cart and her herbalism kits.
She's just smoking a fat
Herbalism
doobie on the
kits.
cart.
Fat doobies. How about you, Kyle?
Well, I mean, Lorelok hasn't really existed for long in Rhyme, so I can't really say that I have a favorite place. I mean, I guess for there it would kind of have to be the I guess the encounter that we had with both of Jess's characters
Yeah, the
at
Saber Land of Chiefs.
yeah, I enjoyed that just simply because hearing how that I only knew about one character at the time, but finding out that there was a second level 13 character that had been buffed up, I seriously assumed that was going to be a complete TPK.
Oh, I know. You guys kept complaining to me, going like, well, if you don't want to DM, you could have just told us. I'm like, I know you guys can do this.
Looking back, though, totally enjoyed it. It was fun. For Luceros, I think in Horde, I think my favorite place is the cave at the cult camp that we just finished up at. Just mostly because of what Derek wound up doing with it. Just like he created a maze with the violet fungi. So he created a nice maze with those for us to walk through. There was a whole half dragon encounter that he told us he turned it into a sort of like a boss from Elden Ring, where it had like 3 different stages to it.
Super Saiyan half dragon. Blue eyes white dragon.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that was my favorite there, just because of what he did with it. It was fantastic.
Good. How about you, Shelbs?
I would say I don't remember the name of the bar or the town tavern that we were at. It was the place. I think it was the bar that we went to after Aramel brought me and Ormek back to life, and we all got super wasted at it. And it was the first time that Fallon had really had alcohol.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that would be her favorite place. And then
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's probably burnt down.
I know.
Rude.
I'm all about the strand safe places. Haven't you noticed?
I think, gosh, I know. I feel like they haven't been anywhere in the Horde one. I think
There's only been a few places.
We've had like 4 maps.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sakura. I think Sakura's favorite place. As annoying as it was, I think Sakura's favorite place was when we all had doppelgangers, and she was trying to figure out who the fuck was the real one.
Okay.
That was a fun encounter.
It was.
I think that was her favorite. Just knowing that she knows that everybody is the real one made her feel better.
The real section.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's roll for. We'll probably get 1 more in tonight.
Yeah, one, maybe 2. Yep. So the next one, and this is, we can skip this one again if we want.
You have to
What
read
at-
it. It's-
Yeah, no, I know. What aspect of your character's future are they most curious about?
Which aspect of our character sheet?
Of your
Our
character's future
Here.
are they most curious about? If you could know one thing from the future, what would it be? That's your
Ooh.
character.
If you guys
Ooh,
want
I
to
have
say
answers.
one. All right, let's go.
I feel like I have answers. Sakura wants to know what the fuck's gonna happen with those red eyes.
I know
Cause
the answer to that.
right now she's feeling a little iffy about them. There's like half of her wants to smash it, and then half of her is like, no, we need to fix this and just seal them in there. I feel like that would be some good knowledge. I'm excited to see what happens there. With Fallon, I think with Fallon, she's probably. It's been a lot of chaos recently, I feel like. So I feel like she's kind of. She's looking forward to like getting back to like kind of the way it was before before the whole like crazy Dragon Quest stuff happened, where we were just like trekking around, doing quests, sleeping in taverns, you know, just being a big old fam together.
Being an adventuring party.
Yeah, I think it's been like a little too chaotic for her, and she's like, I haven't been able to touch base with any of my people. Like, I think she's looking forward to it getting back down to like her association with normal, I guess.
Okay. Or
I feel like Ormex is pretty. I mean, standard. Again, he just wants to know: is he actually going to be free, or is he going to be in servitude for the rest of his life? That would be the one thing. Like, you know, I think Ormex's question would be that: yeah, is he going to be free? As far as I'm trying to think like anything else. I feel like for Osiris, at this point, it'd be whatever we just had in those dreams and those visions. I want to know the significance of that. Like, why was that so? Like, you know, where is that leading you? Is the scarab like thing? Like, obviously, he's very persuaded by money. So, you know, I want to know, like, would this be true? Would I never have to worry about money again if I follow what the scarab says?
okay.
But I want to know, is it worth it?
But
I'm trying to think. I can't. Like, Xylena would probably just want to know if she ever finds, like, fulfillment. Because, like I said, she's from a noble family, and she's trying to, like, break out on her own and figure out who she is and what she wants to do.
Yeah.
Very young adult of me.
Yes.
But right now she's just living for chaos and like just kind of living day by day. So she probably just wants to know that she's going to like have a future and not just fly by the seat of her pants forever. Adine, I feel like it's a split of like if she's ever going to avenge her people
okay.
or if she'll move on.
Ooh.
Find inner peace.
Find inner peace.
These are some good answers, guys.
Right?
How about you, Kyle?
For Lorelok, the only thing he really cares about is revenge. So I guess for him, it's just he wants to know if he'll actually manage to get to that point. For Luceros, I don't really know if there is one. I mean, the biggest thing that comes to mind is, like, I guess if/when Shalana would die, I guess, you know, basically, like, is it going to be sooner before the end of, like, you know, the actual end of her life? Like, well, she will not be able to live a full life because of all of this adventuring that we're doing, or maybe she makes it to that point, you know, who knows? So I guess that's the biggest, probably say that's the biggest one for him.
Okay. Yeah, Axray really just kind of lives by the code of Odin, so he just kind of rolls around and does that, but like deep down he wants to kind of know that he's getting that attention back. He's not just devoting his life to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is all he's known since he was young.
Isn't that all religious people, I feel like?
Not 100%, no. Some people find it later in life, and they say, what is it? The mystery of faith.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's like all people are like, is God real? Is he really looking at me?
Some people think that way, and some people just have faith that it does, and it
Yeah.
gives everyone peace of mind.
Yeah,
To each his own, and if it makes you happy, you know what? More power to you.
Yeah, right.
As long as, you know, it's about you.
Yes.
Correct. But for the finisher of the night, I'm actually going to let you guys ask me a question about Ryan. And without giving too much of the story away, I will do my best to answer it.
Oh, God, I guess I kind of already asked my question.
I have one that I feel like is a simple yes or no question. So right now, I feel like the Frost Maiden is the big bad guy, but I know you've told me that that's not where the story ends. Do we know who the end boss is yet, or is that to be determined, or to be learned or found, whatever?
So, yes and no. So,
Okay.
yes, the Frost Maiden is the main protagonist or
Antagonist.
antagonist. So she's the main antagonist.
The main good guy. What?
Are we the bad ones?
But no. So there is another person or group that is taking advantage.
Okay.
Is that vague enough that you guys are still looking forward to it?
There's another cult.
Yeah.
There's another dragon. No, just kidding.
I mean, if you guys would like to know, you can ask me what the final fight's gonna be.
Is it not with the Frost Maiden?
No, that's what I said. I know the Frostman isn't the end. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I heard it could be.
I
but
guess
it's
can I
not,
ask, is
if
this
we
final
determine it
fight
now.
directly after the Frost Maiden fight?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Go straight from Frost Maiden to that. Oh man.
I'm like, I feel like we're gonna need a long rest after the Frost Maiden, you know?
Right. I mean, I don't know, Liv or Kyle, do you have a question? So I don't want to. Yes,
my
I have several.
question's really dumb.
Go for it.
When do I get to level up again?
Yeah. I stand that.
As a milestone based game.
We're a milestone, and you have 3 different ways to level up in this chapter.
Are we
Just-
close to any of them?
Not 100% no.
Great. So a while.
Level
want me to
8
tell-
forever.
Yeah, but we're already higher level than
One
you.
of them is to discover the poem from the Professor Orb. The Professor Orb translates the Citadel of Light.
Write it
There's a
down.
poem.
Write it down, Kevin.
Yep.
Well, where's your notebook?
Or my quote notes stuff, so.
The
God,
second
hold
one
on.
is the second way to level up is to kill the Frost Maiden's rock that she flies up into the sky to cast the magic every
Kill a rock?
time. ROC. It's a giant flying bird.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
I was like
Yeah.
like an inanimate
Yes.
no.
I was imagining a rock like an actual boulder or rock or something. Yeah.
That's a nice
Exactly.
pose.
like that
That's a
episode of
nice
SpongeBob.
boulder. And the
It's
third
not a
way to level
boulder.
up is
It's a rock.
to kill every one of Ariel's forms. For those
But
of
if
you
we
who
do all
don't pay
3 of
attention,
those, we get 3
it's-
level ups.
It's only one.
Ah, thank you.
We're already higher.
I don't even know who Ariel is.
The Frost Maiden.
The Frost Maiden.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh, so we can fight her here.
Is she
can
going
fight her
to
here.
use the phrase at all? This isn't even my final form.
I mean, yeah, I can pull a Frieza moment out if you want. Frieza, Frost Maiden, kind of makes sense.
Yeah, right.
But I'll leave you guys on a high note. If everything goes well, your final encounter is with a challenge rating 30.
What? Don't tell me
What?
it's a freaking. Don't tell me it's a freaking Tarask, is it?
That's a high note?
The fuck is a Tarask?
Something you don't want to fight. It's a guaranteed TPK.
Something I'm googling.
Oh
I've
no!
looked
So
it
we
up in
are
the
gonna
past.
end. We are gonna end Frost with all of our characters dead.
No, there are ways around it. Never once have
Even a full party of level 20 characters probably wasn't going to beat it.
Oh yeah. I've looked movies up before.
So we have to smart our
Okay.
way out of the situation, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck!
Run away like cowards.
Run away like
I mean, I feel like I don't know. Can you cast animal handling? No, just kidding.
Legendary resistance, Christ.
Yeah, no, this is something you definitely know. It's got a plus 19 to hit. You don't want to fight it.
A plus 19 to hit.
It's gonna hit you unless it rolls
Its
a nat
armor
1.
class is 25! The fuck? So you have to roll a nat 20. You have to roll a natty 20 plus 5 to your
Poke
hit.
'em.
Does anybody
I mean,
have plus 5?
its damage is just 40, 12 plus 10. That's not like, I mean, I feel like
But here's the
Yeah.
thing. So you were literally just reading 40, 10
yeah,
plus
from the
10.
basic.
Yeah. So it has
That's not bad.
multi-attack. It makes
Yeah, I see
5
that.
attacks in one turn.
Yeah.
Is it
So-
resistant to magic?
Yes.
Resistance, yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
Magic resistance.
Actually, wait. It damage immunities, non-magical attacks. It's immune to non-magical attacks, so magical attacks will hurt it.
Correct. But elemental attacks are still that element. So like fireball is fire damage.
Right, but I don't use any of those spells.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
With
it's,
that, we are going to call it a night. Thank you all for checking in with us on this. I'm gonna call it a
Yeah.
strange night, but you know what? I had a lot of fun. Got
Same,
to dive a
as I said,
little
I
bit
feel
more
like this
into
is
the
good.
characters.
I feel like it's a good like downtime stream.
And don't forget to check in next Tuesday. We're going to continue in on Rhyme, and we'll see if they survive that abominable Yeti.
Yeah.
Woo.
That Yeti.
Bye,
All right,
guys.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.